Hey guys, Harz Manir and Alex Sweet here from State Champs Esports. We saw the new MW2 game is coming out. The original one was a reboot. This is the second reboot. And the new trailer just came out, so we wanted to check it out, give our 2 cents about it, see what it looks like, and we'll go from there.
All right, well, I'm going to go
Do you have any thoughts right off the bat? Or?
I've already seen this, so this is going to be a little bit more of a reaction for you.
Okay, so I'm going into it blind. Jason Stathom.
We got a hit on Hassan.
We can't take him in Iran.
He's not in Iran.
You're actually saying it right.
Who do we send?
Surprise. Ooh, the texture, the graphics are way better than the first one.
I mean, it kind of look very similar.
Think so? Yeah. Ooh, the water.
Well, that's where we're in position.
Bravo team offloads here. Alpha team stays on board to land downrange. This is capture or kill.
Ya son más de 10 años metiéndole y todavía sueno como nuevo. Balvin no tiene relevo, me sobra el dinero, el respeto y los huevos. Yo, cada movimiento que hago, el juego otro nivel lo elevo. Tú sonaste, te pagaste y no llevas ni la mitad de lo que...
We're shifting! Watch the containers!
How the hell did Iran get their hands on this?
It's either Russia or us.
Anywhere I roam.
We need an army.
Fucking get us an army.
Free to speak my mind anywhere. And I'll redefine it anywhere.
Mexican Special Forces, 141, they are your brothers now!
Where I lay my head is home there.
Weapons hard, vaqueros.
It's all the OG.
Pre-order now and get
Yeah,
early
yeah.
access to the open beta.
Didn't they die?
So you made a comment about the
Yeah, I thought
team
like
being dead.
majority of
It's
them
a
died this
reboot
episode.
of the series. They rebooted the entire series. It's like a different timeline.
Oh. So I didn't play the story.
'cause-
So I have Modern Warfare.
So the first Modern Warfare, like the 2019 one, you had characters that were killed off
Yeah.
no, not killed off, but pre 2019. It was you remember the one guy in the flashback in the very first Modern Warfare where
Yes.
Price shoots off the Arma.
Yeah.
I don't believe he was in that at all, but the guy who takes over the I don't remember what country it was in Modern Warfare, but he's the guy with the deagle that executes the president that you're tied up in the back of the car.
Yeah.
He's shown at the very end of Modern Warfare. So it's a reboot of the series, but it's also kind of like a prequel of the original. So the reason that everyone's alive is it's a whole new series. Because obviously Soap dies, Ghost died, Price is the only survivor, Gaz is the other one, who's the character you're playing as in all of 2019.
Gotcha. Okay. So now that we got that out of the way, I have the first reboot, obviously. I don't know. There is a campaign, right? I just didn't play it.
Yeah.
Okay.
That was actually the first thing I played before even touching multiplayer in every Call of Duty game.
So how do you feel that they're keeping the traditional alive with this new one? Because it seems like there's a dedicated campaign.
See, I think the only Call of Duty that didn't have a campaign was Black Ops 3. No, it was Black Ops 4. It was it only had a multiplayer. It had a battle royale, and I'm pretty sure everything else is at a dedicated multiplayer campaign, as well as like some third game mode like zombies, with the exceptions of everything pre-World War, World at War. I mean,
Right.
because that was the introduction of zombies, and then you had Spec Ops for Modern Warfare. 2 and 3, and then other variations of that, and so on.
Right. So going based just off the trailer, so far, I know you said the visuals look more or less the same. Maybe I'm remembering in a different light. But even if the visuals are the same, it seems like, at least in terms of the campaign and storytelling, it seems like they're being much more cognizant of dynamic scenes with the color. Like the black and red contrast was really nice.
So that was one thing that the 2019 Modern Warfare did real well.
Yeah.
Is they had a really good kind of like cinematic appearance throughout the campaign, even outside of the cutscenes, which, assuming that's all campaign footage, which I believe it was, it looks like they're keeping that. They didn't really hint at many of the mechanics in the game from what I could tell. Like you had the door peeking and leaning on edges and windowsills and stuff like that in the 2019 version, which kind of incentivized the slower play in the multiplayer, but it also was encouraged in the campaign, especially on, I think it was like Clean House or something like that. It was like the one that was demoed for the campaign, where you're entering like a 3-level home. You have to slowly breach and clear each room.
That sounds familiar, yeah.
And then you have to like identify hostiles and not. Like at one point there will be a mother that looks like they're running to a weapon, and there's actually a baby.
I do remember
in the corner.
that. Yep.
So I didn't see much of that. It looks like it's going to be more of the action movie style,
which I'm okay with.
Call of Duty. I didn't.
I mean, even like the right off the bat when they were on like the rope and shooting upside down, I was like, this is like a
kind of reminded me
Jason
of
Statham movie.
Like, I mean, the inverted
he's like upside down.
rappel. That kind of reminds me more of Rainbow Six Vegas.
Yeah, actually, yeah, I can see that
and
too.
a little bit of obviously Rainbow Six. It's I can't speak.
Siege.
Rainbow Six Siege with the repelling mechanic.
Yeah.
So,
no, I can definitely see that.
Now, it being Call of Duty, I can imagine it just being like a one-off gimmick event in the campaign.
True.
One thing I did like is the cargo ship is very reminiscent of the very first Modern Warfare, the first actual campaign mission where you're clearing the boat.
Yeah.
So it looks like they might be having a very similar event to the original Modern Warfare campaign. And
it definitely seems like there's going to be tie-ins.
They opened that crate and they're like, how the hell did they get this? It's either Russia or the US or us.
Yeah.
Which was the nuke in 2020, and then I believe 2019 was all about chemical weapons, so it could be another thing following chemical weapons rather than that.
Yeah.
But it could also be setting up the whole plot with Makarov nuking a city, and then General Shepard getting involved, because I know Shepard's name was dropped at the end of 2019 when Price was setting up Task Force 141.
Yeah, I mean, that makes sense. Well, I was going to say right off the bat, like, based off a lot of the Call of Duty games, generally, the multiplayer maps are usually based off the campaign. And I think the concept of having an actively changing map, like the boat, would be really cool in multiplayer.
Now, I highly doubt Call of Duty will ever do that.
You think so?
I could have seen DICE doing that with Battlefield.
Right, Battlefield had that, right?
Back in their golden age. Like Battlefield 3, Battlefield 4, and some would argue Battlefield 1. Mm-hmm. 5 and on, probably not. But like Battlefield 4 had the Levolution, which was a one-time change, but you also had destruction of buildings.
Yeah.
Bad Company, you could literally level the map with very few exceptions of things you could break.
So you don't see Call of Duty delving into that?
I know that, was it Vanguard, the most recent World War II one that came out, had some micro destruction, and I don't think it made that big of an impact to the player base to the point where they're like, this is game changing. I see it as more of like it's a gimmick feature that's there.
Yeah.
So Call of Duty's more of like a stagnant arena shooter where you know what the map's going to be like the whole time. And the biggest change up is kill streaks on the map.
Yeah.
And dynamic movement like that wouldn't make sense. I can understand maybe like a door opening due to a player interacting with something, or doors, not like doors like the individual to a room, but like a large hangar bay door, or like on the boat, for example. They have the hatch that will like fan open to allow cargo crates inside the ship. I could see something like that, but nothing like with the ships
Actually shifting.
because Call of Duty is not the best game when it comes to netcode. And
Yeah,
the more,
fair.
The more moving objects you
Assets.
have, the more things that
Yeah.
people have to download, the lower the performance for the devices.
True.
Keep in mind, I'm sure these games are being developed for the Xbox One, PlayStation 4, which are really outdated hardware now.
So do you think that they're gonna stay with the old consoles? Because in my opinion, most games now should be not released on old consoles.
See, Call of Duty isn't most games. It's marketed to a variety of people. Like not a variety. It's getting to most people as possible.
Right, trying to get a big demographic.
Now, I could see the next one in 2 years being exclusive to the new consoles, or not new, but current and PC.
Yeah.
But I feel like the One and the PS4 are still the majority of consoles that people play on, because it's still impossible to get a PlayStation 5. It's difficult to get an Xbox One Series X. You can get an S pretty easily, but some people still prefer physical media. But it's
Yeah.
also 500 gigabytes of
Yeah.
storage versus a terabyte.
Now that's one thing I hope that with the new game they're going to be better at compartmentalizing that, hopefully bringing down the storage a bit,
Yeah.
because downloading Modern Warfare, Warzone, anything is like, it's so many gigs.
I think I have 6 terabytes of storage on my PC for all the projects we work on, as well as 3D rendering. But I have a dedicated hard drive just for Modern Warfare 2019.
Oh my god.
And at the time when it came out, Cold War as well.
Yeah.
Now it's just essentially Modern Warfare 2019 and a few other games. But those games are poorly optimized when it came to storage. Like, as bad as the game is, 2042 has massive maps in comparison to Call of Duty. Has 128 players,
And still,
and it's able to compress its assets to be like, I think 80 gigs at most.
yeah, which is like good nowadays for most
Yeah.
games like that.
Like, I can maybe understand Call of Duty being 100 gigabytes, including the Warzone map.
Yeah.
There's no way a game should be a quarter of a terabyte or half a terabyte for you to have Warzone and the base game. Now, one thing I do know about this game is it's Warzone 2, not Warzone, which I could care less. I'm not a huge fan of Battle Royales. I play Warzone. I can count on both my hands how many times I played. I think I played 8 or 9. I think a couple with you and our friend Alan. But then a few other times with my friends I play on Xbox with a lot. I'm just not a fan of it. But one thing I know people are going to be pretty upset about is you're not carrying any of your progress or cosmetics overs from Warzone.
I mean, I would expect so. It's a brand new game.
Yeah, but think about all the time and people have invested into this thing that was, 3 Call of Duty games so far? Where you had 2019 Modern Warfare, Cold War, and Vanguard.
I mean, listen, back
You
in the
had
day,
all
people
your
used to Prestige, so I mean,
That's a little different. That's unlocks in game that don't cost you money. I'm talking about cosmetics, your blueprints,
You have to
your
actually spend money
operators,
and all that
your
stuff
special
again.
takedowns, vehicles, everything
Yeah.
is not carrying over. I can get progress not being brought over, but cosmetics, I would kind of feel slighted too. But in the same regard, do I expect my Modern Warfare cosmetics to go to Call of Duty Cold War? I get both sides.
Yeah.
But with Warzone being the thing that it's between multiple games, I feel like that should be an exception to the rule and allow you to have your cosmetics across the board.
Yeah, I mean that
So-
that makes sense to me. Now, I'd like to talk more about the actual gameplay, but we haven't really seen much. It's
Yeah,
mostly a
it's mostly
cinematic
reveals.
trailer. So I mean, I think that's really all I can think about. Now, obviously, once they make an actual gameplay trailer, expect another sit down and chat with us about it. I'd like to actually go into the actual gameplay once they show some. That, and probably when it actually comes out, expect a review from one of us as well. Other than that, thank you guys for watching. Make sure you like and subscribe. We're going to have some more content coming up soon. So definitely swing by for some more esports coverage, video game news, and reviews.
Yeah, and also following us on all our other socials, such as Twitter, Instagram. For those of you who still use it, Facebook. We do have a link tree with a Spreaker account that uploads all of our audio podcasts to everywhere you get podcasts, Spotify, Apple Music, so on and so forth.
Yeah, and all of our links should be in the description, correct?
Yeah, we have a link tree on the about of our YouTube page.
Perfect. So make sure you check that out to see the rest of our content. Other than that, thanks for watching.